Right, everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back here yet again to another video. So let's have a little bit of a chat for a second. So today, let me put this down for a second. Okay, so today is kind of based upon the last video I did. I got a ton of comments in regards to the Shelby GT350 built by Shelby American, not Ford Motor Company, and a lot of comments and feelings, kind of the same page as I feel about it. So kind of want to dive a little bit more into that, in why it's getting so much hate and how I feel that Shelby American is how I think they're overcharging for their cars. So let me explain. But first and foremost, if you're watching this channel and you're not subscribed, please do me a favor, hit subscribe, drop a like and a comment. We say those things because it drastically helps us out and pushes the videos further. If you just simply drop a simple comment by just saying hi. Comments, it doesn't matter what you say, it doesn't matter if it's good or bad, and by subscribing, it's free, it doesn't cost you anything. Secondly, I announced also I am going to Mustang Week down in Galveston. The folks at Mustang Week reached out to myself personally and invited myself, along obviously with my wife, and I also invited James also as well. We are all going down to Mustang Week together. They asked us to come down and help them promote the event by shooting as much content as possible. So I will be anywhere and everywhere as much as I can be. I'm going to be doing drag racing. I'll be at the drifting event. I'm not drifting my car specifically, but I'll be riding shotgun on the drift track and experiencing that. So that's the first time I will be experiencing something like that. So that'll be super awesome. So I'll be a part of that. All the meets. James will be on the road course, I believe so. I'll slap a camera on his helmet. He's going to go around the road course and all the meets, car shows, and everything. So I'll be anywhere and everywhere. So you don't want to miss that. And any other content creators that are going to be down there, if you want to get together while I'm down there and collab and make content together, hit me up and let me know. I would love to get together with you guys and collab as much as we can. All right, so what do I mean by Shelby is overcharging for their cars? So keep in mind, I love Shelby American, the Shelby GT500, the 350, all those. But there is a difference between a Ford-built Shelby product and what Shelby American offers. And what you get through Shelby American versus what you get through a Ford-built Shelby, like the Shelby GT500, when that comes to even the S197 or even the 2020 Shelby GT500 and the Shelby GT350, man, you get so much more for your money versus what you get through Shelby American. So the starting price for the 2024 S650 Shelby GT350, as most of you already know, you're looking at $110,000 starting price for the S650 Shelby GT350, based upon the Coyote platform, as we already know. That comes with a supercharger, which I think, in my opinion, the Shelby GT350 shouldn't come with a supercharger. That's what separated the 500 and the 350, was a naturally aspirated track car versus a supercharged straight line and a road course car, if you wanted to, option on the GT500. So if you got a 2016, or technically 2015, but it wasn't that big of a production year because it was the first year, but so let's just say 2016 to 2020 Shelby GT350 non-R, just like the standard. You were, when they were brand new, so let's use the 2020 because that was the last model year of the 350. Those were what are they, like high 70s, low 80s for a Shelby GT350. Now, if you wanted to go with a 350R, I think in 2020, those are going for, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know exactly, but it was roughly high 80s to like low 90s. Now you get the non-R S650 Shelby GT350, and you're spending $110,000. Yeah, it comes with a blower, so you take off the blower, you might be looking at like $100,000. But what do you get for that versus what you get through a Ford-built Shelby? With what you get through Ford, you get so much more. You get a different transmission. You get a different engine. You get the 5.2 Voodoo. Obviously, you know, you get the Tremec that came in the 16 through 20. The Shelby GT500. You got a slightly different variant of the 5.2. Didn't quite rev out as high, but it was the 5.2. And you got the different transmission in the Shelby GT500, the 2020 to 2022, and those were in production. Now, let's say you want to go S650, GT350, you just still get a Coyote, so it doesn't make it anything special, and you get the crappy MT82. Same transmission, same Coyote, and I understand there's nothing Ford or Shelby can do if Ford no longer produces those parts. The Tremec, I think they still could have gotten those because I think those are still used in the Dark Horse. So the Dark Horse obviously is in production, so they could have used the transmission that they put in the Dark Horse. They could have had that as a better option to throw in there. So you could have upgraded the trans. I understand you can't do anything with the 5.2 because that's no longer in production. And I'm willing to bet if you compare parts and what each version of the 350 offer, clearly you get more bang for your buck through the Ford-built products. You get the transmission, you get the engine, a lot more stuff for your money. Now with the S650s, Coyote, you get the MT82, essentially BMR suspension with Shelby plastered all over it, and that's not a knock, that's actually the facts. If you compare what the BMR catalog for their suspension, compare that to what Shelby has on their car, they're the exact same products, but with Shelby plastered all over it. So you get the BMR suspension, you get exhaust, obviously the supercharger, which is a Whipple, so it's not anything special. It's the same thing I could throw on this. Different hood, different front bumper. Not, from what I've seen, any additional cooling components than what would come on a standard package for a Whipple supercharger. So not any significant, if any, upgraded trans cooling, opposed to what you get with the factory from Ford Shelby GT350. And I know for a fact, because they haven't posted any comparisons, that the S550 Shelby GT350s would outperform what Shelby American offers at the track. And there's a reason why Shelby hasn't posted a video. Now, if I'm wrong, I would love to see a video comparing the two. So if we could get a video of Shelby American comparing their 350 compared to the Ford built S550 version going head to head in a track, I'll retract my statement. But I think there's a reason why. Let me go here. There we go. There's a reason why we haven't seen it. And then Shelby gets all butthurt when everyone talks bad about it, and a bunch of not so positive comments, and they try to defend their products. That's what we talked about in the last video. So if you haven't watched that, go back and watch the last video I posted. I talked about that in the last upload. So anyway, what I'm kind of getting at is we as Mustang enthusiasts and Shelby enthusiasts, we would love to see a comparison of the two. And like I said, I think there's a reason why we haven't seen a comparison, because I think the S550 would outperform Shelby American's GT350 at the track. You get more for your money think it's blatantly obvious, in my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments. If I'm wrong and you disagree, that's fine. True Shelby American enthusiasts don't care about the price, and they'll defend the prices, and no, it's worth it because blah 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 X, Y, and Z. Is it though? I mean, most people that buy the Shelby American built cars don't drag race their cars, they don't track them. Yeah, you'll get a few, but it's a different market than who buys the S550s when that comes to the GT500s built by Ford and the GT350s. They drag race them, they take them to the track. People who, not all, but the majority of people who buy the GT350s from Shelby American, they don't. They store them in the garage, they take them to car shows, they'll throw a plaque down in front of their car stating what the car is and what it can do and how much it costs. But they're overpriced by about, I want to say, maybe $30,000. Shelby American started to move away from certain things when they dropped the new GT500. Well, when Ford dropped the new GT500 back in 2019, when the car was released, they couldn't make a Super Snake version of the GT500 based off of the GT500. They had to use the S550 Coyote, the GT. I think from that point is when things started to change. If they would have made the Super Snake based upon the GT500 and not doing the King of the Road, the GT500 KR, I'm talking this GT500 Super Snake based upon the S550 Super Snakes. If they were able to make that off of that platform, maybe things might, people's opinions might not be exactly so negative. Now, if they took off the blower off the 350s, brought the cost down, maybe had that as an additional option, but don't advertise it that it comes with a blower. If you want to throw a blower on it, that's fine. People throw superchargers and twin turbos on their 350s all the time after they purchase the car. So I understand you can't get the 5.2. Throw the Tremec on the car, take off the blower, drop the price down to like maybe $100 grand. Still, I mean, I know Shelby American cars are going to cost more than what the Ford built products are. That's because it's a true Shelby American. I get that. They're always going to cost more, but make it more logical on why it is so much more than the S550s. Take off the blower, like I said. Put the Tremec in there. Take out the MT82. Make it more understanding on why it's $100,000+. This isn't a knock on Shelby American. They can, well, it kind of is. They can only do so much with what they have, and I understand that, but I feel like Shelby American has kind of lost their way a little bit, and the prices are starting to become out of hand. When they release the GT500, I'm almost guaranteeing you it's going to be a Shelby American version of that, and I already talked about that in the previous, and that thing's going to cost between $130,000 to $150,000 for a Shelby built Coyote platform, probably MT82 or the 10R80 Super Snake. And they're going to charge more than what they're charging the GT350, and that's a starting platform of $110,000. If I could get a 2020 to 2022 Shelby GT500 built by Ford, or a Shelby Super Snake, let's just say, or GT350, use this as an example. If they were both the same price, I would buy the Ford built Shelby over the Shelby American. My reasoning for that is, you, in my opinion, you get more for your money from what Ford puts out with their licensed Shelby products than what Shelby American offers. You get a lot more. You get the transmission, you guys, as I said, the engine, cooling components, upgrades, all that stuff. You get more for your money if they're the same price than what Shelby American offers. Anyway, let me know what you think. I just had to hop on here and had to kind of talk about it a little bit because there was a lot of comments in the last video that I had put out that were talking specifically about this topic, and I just wanted to elaborate on it a little bit and kind of help answer some questions that were asked and stuff that was talked about. So let me know what you think. Drop a comment. I would appreciate it.